Parloa.
Now, let's build on this momentum because it's time to hear from another global leader. A brand that touches millions of travelers every day, a company that has set the gold standard for customer experience in the travel industry, and together we are going to raise the bar. It is also the company that I used to book my engagement trip. So I would kind of say I may not be in the same situation today if it wasn't for this customer. So I'd like to welcome on Natasja, Global Senior Director of Service Experience Solutions from Booking.com. Welcome aboard.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris. Thank you so much for the great introduction today, and wonderful to be here. So, very fancy title, and basically what I'm doing is I'm responsible together with my whole team to ensure that our customers, our agents are able to do their work, and our customers are having a frictionless-free travel, but we're there to have their back whenever they need us. So that's really what I do every day together with my team. So let's have a look about what that really means and what does AI do for us in our travel industry. And Chris, great to hear that you're a good client from us. Okay. So, when you look at, I went too quick, sorry. Why are people traveling, right? I'm sure you all enjoy traveling, correct? Yes. So, traveling is a very emotive element that we do with our lives. We remember it. We remember the good times. We definitely remember those that didn't go well. We travel for weddings. We travel for the business trip where we're making the biggest deal ever. We're traveling with our friends. We're traveling for that family reunion of 25 years. So really, those are very emotive travels. So it brings us joy, excitement. We participate, we engage. However, it also brings stress, nervousness, and anxiety. We researched that quite a lot in Booking. We want to understand why you're traveling, what you're feeling. And about 80% of people actually experience travel anxiety. That's a significant amount of people. Those are people that we're trying to help every day to ensure that they have a frictionless-free travel experience. So when you think about that, 80% have travel anxiety. How do we ensure that that travel is frictionless-free? How do we make it easier for them to really experience the world? And with that, I think technology plays a massive role to enable us to do that. So if you think about how many people are traveling every day, I'm sure had my travel anxiety this week. Well, actually over the last 2 weeks, my flight got canceled twice. So when I got to this conference, I really had to think about, oh my gosh, is my flight going to get canceled again? Am I going to make it? And by the way, I do have a wedding to attend on Saturday, no kidding. So I want to get back on time in Amsterdam. So that travel anxiety lives with all of us, even with us that travel every day. So when I think about that, I think about how can we scale ourselves in customer service? We support 42 languages worldwide. We're at 42 locations worldwide. And we have thousands and thousands of emails and contacts every day with our travelers. So how do we enable? How do we ensure that we're not only transactionally oriented? What is the challenge we need to take on? So generative AI is creating a full transformation of every industry on customer experience. It is becoming something that we actually don't know fully. I think Matt is right. We're trying to create meaningful experiences. However, how do we do it? How do we make it happen? How do we ensure that those experiences are meaningful? And how can generative AI really accelerate that? In Booking.com, we're already using, for over a decade, machine learning. But we're really seeing now with generative AI the opportunity to go faster, to implement faster, to personalize, and really reach that hyper-personalization that we've all heard about for probably over a decade. But it's becoming really real now. And I think in our partnership with Parloa, we've been able to really look at voice, because voice is, again, emotive. It brings emotion. So if you can talk to somebody, but you can do it at a larger scale, that brings huge opportunity for all of us. We saw it in the demos today, and we're seeing it in everyday life. And it's becoming actually a little bit normal. And that's even strange when you think about a year, 2 years ago, nobody thought about talking to a bot. Now people are doing it. So I think we're really seeing massive transformation at a very accelerated rate. And in the travel industry, that's helping us making sure we can scale and support and enable ourselves to move forward while we're ensuring that we are actually having a great opportunity as well for customer service. So customer service, I think I'm in the industry probably for 30 years now. And probably for the last 5 years, you could say it's viewed as a competitive edge. It's viewed as an area where you really make a difference because of the emotion that people feel. And the digitization actually means that they're looking for the human touch. Where are you as a company different than others? Can I trust you? And so for us, the most important thing and the greatest value, and we researched this, is actually preventing negative journeys. So how do we actually ensure that we don't create negative journeys? How do we ensure that we automate, that we simplify, that we create differentiated services, which are all not necessarily technology. They're all about us making sure we are simple, we understand, we can trust you, and you're reliable, and you have our back. So, but when we can't avoid the negative experience, how do we ensure that we're there for those key moments, those key customer moments, and really spend the time with that customer, and really understand how we solve more complex issues? And with that, how do we then build and accelerate, enabling an unwavering loyalty so that you want to come back, so that you know that those companies have my back and it's easy to work with them? That's what we're really aiming for. So we looked at that challenge, and we've been doing quite some transformation over the last few years with regards to technology, process, differentiated services. And for the case with Parloa, we really looked at what is our challenge with regards to our voice. When we look at the summer, we said, hey, what is the challenge with our IVR? So in Q2, Booking had about 309 million bookings per night, room nights, which is a significant amount. So that means over the summer period, we're expecting many people to travel, and many people as well to contact us. Many also don't contact us, which is fantastic. They have that frictionless free travel. However, when they do, we need to be ready. So in customer service, we double our amount of agents for the summer period, which is great, but it also means that we still cannot live up to that expectation fully because the queues become growing, people are waiting a bit longer. And by the way, the agents are up for a big challenge because some of them are pretty new because we're doubling up for the summer. Then also there's a lot of questions coming in. Remember that anxiety. I'm traveling with my dog. Is the dog too big? Because the hotel said it could come, but I'm not sure. Let's call Booking. But it can also be, I just want to cancel, and I pick up the phone quickly. I just want to cancel. Oh, the wait time is 10 minutes. That's very long. Or it can be as complex as I'm in front of a hotel, it's 11 p.m. at night, and the hotel is closed. Can somebody please help me? So when you think about those three scenarios, that was our challenge. And all 3 calls would just randomly come in. So how do we ensure we make this easier? And Parloa and my team here, with some of them are here in the room, actually worked together and thought about this. Because remember, travelers are worrying about the time, the money, and the unknown. And the unknown can be pretty big. Like, for example, you travel from the United States and you're stuck at 11 p.m. at night in front of a hotel in a city you don't know, together with your kids. So we're trying to make sure how we actually enable that. So that's how we got to the AI voice support.
Hi, thanks for calling Booking. I'm your virtual assistant. How can I help you today?
Hi, so I have a question about my reservation.
Sure, I can help with that. Could you briefly let me know what you need help with regarding your reservation?
Yeah, so I just need to know if it's actually confirmed or not.
I can assist with that. Could you please provide me with your reservation number? Your reservation from November 8th until December 1st at the Hilton in Amsterdam is confirmed.
So that was our starting point. Nowadays, our bot for English is called Kyla, and we're live in 4 languages. And so far, we dealt with over 2 million calls through the bot. And about 10% of those, the bot actually solves for us. So we have 4 or 5 use cases live right now, in which Kyla can do a cancellation for you, check the status of your booking, making sure your reservation is there, check the refund, did I get my refund? Where is it at? And also guide you on, for example, where should you ask whether your dog is too big? So that should be with our hotel partners. So it helps you. And ultimately it authenticates, which is very important for our security and making sure you are you. And you are also secured with us. So that's where we are now. And we're hoping by the end of this year, but by the end of Q1 next year, to be live with 10 languages, which is about 90% of our volume. We do 42, but we have 90% of our volume in about 10 languages. So we're moving quite fast, and we keep on building more and more use cases. Next to that, in the end, it's about the experience. 12% reduction in repeat contacts. Why is that? For 2 reasons. One is we actually ensure as well that the agents are getting information from the call, from Kyla. Kyla informs them. This is what the call is about. This is what you need to know. So they can start the conversation in a very different way than trying to explore what the customer wants. That helps on their interaction, on their engagement, their understanding, and their ability to actually close the call without any need for further contact. Then the sentiment was 80% neutral to positive, and with a 1.5% CSAT increase. So we're able to also increase the CSAT through this methodology. And we had quite a few results and outcomes that we didn't expect. The other thing, I think, before we actually did this, I have to be honest, our IVR was slightly black hole. We weren't too sure what was going on there. So with the intelligence we actually are now receiving from this, we have a whole world of opportunities. We realize things that don't go well, the types of questions we get, why they're dropping off from the phone line, because we want to make sure we're reachable. We want to make sure our customers are actually able to reach us. And we don't want to hide our number necessarily. We want to make sure they're reaching us and we can solve it. And if with Kyla, we can actually solve their problems in the IVR and reduce their wait time, therefore, that's just only win-win for both of us. So, what's next? So we believe in the world of an AI companion. The AI companion for the traveler, the AI companion for our partners, our hotels, our airlines, our car companies, or the AI partner for our agents. And so we've been focusing quite a lot on our agents because we want to make sure that they have the knowledge they need. So we went live as well with things like knowledge body, text and voice summarization. We have some AI coaching based on sentiment analytics. So we keep on building and expanding the concept of a companion that you work together with. So that both the AI agents like Kyla can work together with our human agents and really collaborate towards the resolutions that our customers are looking for. So that in those key moments at 11 p.m. at night, when you're stuck in front of a hotel, we can fully focus on you and making sure that you feel not scared, that your children are okay, that we can arrange for you a taxi and make sure you go get home safely or to a new hotel. So those are things that we aspire for. So we really want to accelerate here and keep on going on the AI companion concept and make sure that we build on the agentic AI as we go along. That's where we see the future. Then in the end, connection is everything. So technology is lovely, it's great, it enables us, but it's all about making connections with our travelers, making connections with our partners, our agents, and with our teams. So when I look at that, I look at as well how we collaborated here with Parloa. If you think about it, we signed on the dot together in February, and we're now 2 million calls further, basically, and almost 5 languages live. So I think that's a tremendous achievement by the 2 companies together. And if you look at that with regards to partnership and customer centricity, I really look forward to the next steps in this adventure together with Parloa as I believe we can continuously build out, and we have the same core values that meaningful relationships matter, and they bring you success together to innovate.
Parloa.